never in a million years did I ever guess that I'd be making a video about a protective style, ripping out my hair. Joke's on me, because my scalp still feels like it's falling, in the process of falling off. My head is bleeding, like it's bleeding. Like I could have slid somebody across my head. That's how much oil my head had on it.
New life, new mind, all things behind. I'm feeling so brand new, baby. Everything new, baby.
What is up to all of my kings and queens? It's your girl Alexus Crown here, and I am back with another video. Like, the content is on a roll, okay? But listen, y'all, I did a poll on my community tab and I asked y'all what y'all wanted to see, and this actually mini twist tutorial was number 1, I believe, and this was second. I can't really remember, but it was like 300 and some votes, so a good amount of y'all want to see this. The mini twist tutorial has to wait. So this is going to be a story time of how I got a protective style and it actually gave me a bald spot and ripped out some of my hair. And it's actually like a couple of months ago. I'm trying to figure out how to tell this story without offending anyone, without busting any bubbles, because I like the girl, I really did, but something in my spirit just knew. And this is why I'm so leery and like about people wanting to do like hair collabs with braids and stuff like that, because I get really close and zoom in and I look at the edges and I look at how they start the braid, because you're not about to rip my edges out, giving me 2-tie braids, ripping, damaging my hair follicles, and my hair can never grow back. Like, no ma'am, no, not on my watch. Woo! But anywho, so this story takes place, I'm gonna change up the time frames just so I don't offend anyone. This story takes place, I want to say maybe 4 months ago. And 4 months ago, I decided to get a U-part installed, because I used to wear wigs all the time, like in college. Like, if you want to be honest, like that's how I grew my hair out. Like, I didn't wear my real hair. That's how I grew it out. So I decided to get a U-part installed, and it's this girl that I follow on Instagram, and she gets all of her wigs and stuff like that installed by this certain beauty hairstylist. So I hit girl up, super convenient, because it's like you could book with her last minute. A lot of the stylists in the Dallas area, they calendars be getting booked like they entire month. Like, say I open a calendar for the month of December, their calendar literally, like, all of their appointments are booked within like one night. So it was convenient because she like took my appointment last minute. I think I scheduled it maybe like a day or two like before the actual appointment. So I go, like, I already had the unit made, because like I said, I used to wear wigs all the time in college. So I already had wigs on hand, bundles on hand, X, Y, and Z. All she had to do was literally braid my hair and put it in. My hair was already washed, already detangled. Braid my hair, put it in. It was not in an afro, it was actually blown out. Braid my hair and put it in. So, you know, we're starting the process, and I almost gave away a super key detail, like, because not many. So we're starting the braiding process, and in my mind I'm like, ooh, she braiding a little tight, it's a little hectic, but it's not unbearable. So she's braiding, and this is my first time where, like, I'm gonna try to find a picture, but like where all the braids connect. And the picture that I use is not from the stylist that I went to. I would never do that. That's goofy. So I'll just probably find a stylist that I follow on Instagram like that and insert it. But you know how like they braid the hair back and then like the braids connects with each other. Now me, from my understanding, seeing the pictures, I thought the braids were like sewn up into the braid. Like, if I have one braid coming down like this and I have like the tail, I thought the tail was just sewn onto the root of the braid. But the way she did it was she braids, and then the tail of the first braid is braided into the second braid. So the braids are literally going like this. So she does half of my head and then the other half. So the braids are literally going like this. So it's already tight because she braids kind of heavy, and I am tender-headed. But two, it's tight because literally the first braid is connected to the second braid over here. So all of my hair is pulling like that. But it wasn't hectic the day of. I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. Now, this is where it gets crazy. So when she gets to the back of my head, the perimeter braid, it's looping around and it's connected to all of the other braids. Now, I don't know if you can still see the bald patch that I had. First off, this hair is broken off right here, but this was swollen. Like, it was literally a gap right here in the back of my head. Don't know if it's still there or not because I try not to think about it. Honestly, me touching it, it's honestly still sore. So, and this was months ago. So, she does the perimeter braid, and it's not crazy, and she sews the last tail braid up. So my hair is braided up at this point, and it's time to put the wig on. Now, granted, my wig caps are a little small and I have a big head, but when I used to put my U-parts in, they were not hectic. Like, hectic meaning strenuous pain is happening on my scalp. Hair follicles are being stressed. And if you know anything about hair, when your hair follicles are stressed or damaged, the likelihood of that hair growing back in that area is slim to none. That's why you see when girls lose edges, they don't grow back. Despite what people might say, despite what serums they might use, you can use fillers and they might fill around the area, but those hair follicles, if you're not going to a surgeon or you have a miracle doctor, whatever the case may be, that hair's not growing back. So, she's putting the wig on, and she's like, this is where it gets crazy. It's a U-part wig. So the front part of my hair is obviously left out, and the rest is braided up. So U-part, meaning the opening of the wig where your hair is left out, is literally in the shape of a U. So like this. So she starts sewing at the top, and she's like on top of me like this, stretching it, sewing it. And I'm like, woo, this is pulling and it's tight. And the back of the wig is not even on my head yet. And she says, I quote, whew, okay, at least we got the top on. At that moment, I should have got up and walked away and got out the chair. But I was so crunk to just have something different, switch it up, because I hadn't worn a straight wig in like a year, literally like a year or over a year. So I'm like, nah, like it's cool, like this is what we about to do, it's fine. So as she's on top of me, she has the top of the wig down. Now it's time to do the sides. The sides meaning my edges. So she's doing the sides, it's not pulling crazy. As she started to loop around, it was right about here. When she hit this spot right here, that's when I knew. That's when I knew this was gonna be just. And everybody knows you have that moment when you're sitting in a chair to where, or you could be in the nail salon, the hair salon, whatever the case may be. You know, you sitting in a chair, and that moment hits you to where I need to say something. I need to get up and leave. So she's pulling around, and it just feels tight. Like, I want to say I got a facelift that day. Like, if I could compare it to anything, I literally got a facelift. Like, everything was pulling. And granted, I've had caps wig U-parts before to where it was a little tight, but this felt different. So first day wasn't too crazy, like the pain wasn't setting in. Second day, it's like, it's a little sore. That third day, when I tell you, in that spot that I showed y'all, it was itching so bad, like itching like bumps were forming. Like ingrown hairs, the bumps that you see on girls' like edges when their braids are too tight, their styles are too tight, or little babies, girls, when they mamas be pulling their ponytails too tight, That's what I felt like I had, but on like underneath my cap. So in the part of like my perimeter braid and the top braids. So I just like kept putting oil on it, and it was so sensitive to touch. Like if I rubbed it or like I tried to comb it, I felt like I was like literally like raking and busting bumps on my head. So I can't remember how long I kept it, but it honestly was a waste of money because I didn't keep it long. So yeah, I'm like literally putting OGYX or OGX like mint scalp treatment in my head. Like I'm like lathering, oiling it down. Like I could have slid somebody across my head. That's how much oil my head had on it. So at this point, I'm just like, my head is bleeding. Like it's bleeding. In my mind, my head was bleeding. And I said, if I don't take this out now, I'm not going to have any hair. Because the way that my wig was so tightly sewn on the perimeter braid, and it was lifting, meaning my wig was like stretched. Because I told y'all she was like stretching it out. It was lifting as my braids were growing out. So literally, the thread is hooked between my braids and my wig is lifting because my braids are getting loose. So it's literally pulling my hair. So everything's just kind of like forming like this. And my wig was loose, but the hair in between was so strained. So when I tell y'all when I was taking this hair down, now again, rewind back, I said all the braids are linked like this. So as I'm taking the braids down, it's still hurting. It's still so painful. I thought the pain was gonna go away once I took the wig out. Jokes on you. Jokes on me. Because as I cut the wig out, my scalp still feels like it's falling, in the process of falling off. Like literally in the process of falling off. So I'm like, okay, let me get these braids down. When I tell you that was the hardest I ever had to do to get some braids on my head, because that was my first time getting braids like that. So it was just, it was extra and excessive for me. So as I get, like I'm halfway down and I'm like, whoo, okay, I'm cutting the thread out my head. I'm taking the braids down, thinking it's gonna release some of that tension. And my head was still aching, like aching. I'm not being dramatic. Like my head was aching. So once I hit the perimeter braid, it's the top braids and the perimeter braid, and it's a little part, because like I said, it's the perimeter braid, so it's going across like the bottom of my hairline. Once I take that perimeter braid down, and it literally it just like this, that's literally how I felt, because it just let go of all that tension and the connecting braids that it was holding on to. I was like, oh my gosh. And I knew when I took it out that something wasn't right, because all the other braids, yeah, the parts, but I can literally go like that and you can make a part disappear. That bottom braid, the part and the gap was still there. I put oil on it, I massaged it, I combed it out, I brushed it out, detangled. I could still literally slip my finger through that area. So I'm like, that's no longer a part. That's like a bald spot. Like my hair was ripped out. So I go to a game night the next night. I haven't washed my hair yet. I just detangled it. I go to a game night the next night. My head is still hurting. It's not aching, but it's hurting. Like it's hurting. So I'm there with some other natural people. I'm like, can y'all look? And I tell them the story I'm telling y'all, and they like, no, it's not bad, it's not. And I was like, oh, actually, I see exactly what you're talking about. So it wasn't a 100% a bald spot, but the part didn't go away until like a week later, even after I washed my hair. So I don't know what you want to take that as, but I'm gonna take that as that was a bald spot. So I never thought I'd be making one of these videos. Never in a million years did I ever guess that I'd be making a video about a protective style ripping out my hair. But yet here I am. So I'ma just say this. there's a reason, and I'm not trying to bash your girl. Super sweet, super cool. There's a reason. Like, you get what you pay for. I paid a good amount to get my wig installed, and I even tipped her extra. But what I will say, the people that I wanted, their schedules, their calendars were booked within like a day or two. Hers was just open. Not talking down on her services, but that's just something to like keep in mind. Like, those are things that like ran through my mind afterwards, and I'm like, you know, now it makes sense. Like, because if it was just that great of services, you know, you'd be booking back to back to back to back. Not counting her pockets, but I'm just saying, like, looking at her calendar, counting her calendar. So never went back to the girl, never reached out, never told her what happened, because I'm just like, obviously you have people who are satisfied, they're recommending you, they tagging you in their pictures, wooty woo, but it just did not work for me, because I've had people tell me, oh, box braids rips out my hair, this rips out my hair, and I'm like, girl, no, I've never had a bad experience with this, I've never had a bad experience with that. But lo and behold, I would go to people that I'm used to. My mom is the only person on earth that has ever done my box braids. Nobody else has done it. So, and she's not tight, she's not heavy-handed at all. It takes her days to do them because we take breaks and things like that. So all I'm saying is stick to what you know. It's okay to try new things, but I know from now on, I'm not going to take a recommended stylist from someone who never wears their real hair. And I'm not downing or knocking people who don't wear their real hair, but that's like me trying to tell you what lace front stylist to go to. When have you ever seen me put on a lace front consistently that has just looked super bomb? Exactly. So if I've never seen your real hair, that's telling me you're wearing wigs for a reason, whether it be for laziness, just time consuming, you trying to save your coin, or you just don't have enough hair. If I haven't seen the state of your hair, it makes no sense for me to go to the stylist that's doing your hair, because under that cap you can have your edges gone, you can have this, you can have that, X, Y, and Z. So it's just like, I just feel like I learned my lesson with this, and I'm going to install my wigs or go to stylists that I know that, like, I constantly see the people who wigs that they put in or something like that, because that was just a no. And just thinking about it, honestly, it's just like literally me rubbing that spot is still like sensitive, and like I said, this was months ago. So honestly, I just somebody count how many times I didn't say honestly in this video. That's my spill, and that's my story time on the time I got a protective style and my hair was ripped out. Thank God it wasn't my edges in the front, because if she would have ripped my edges out in the front, we about to throw them balls, we about to swing them things. Like, baby girl, no. So I'm just going to keep applying my growth oils and all of that, and hopefully stimulate something. If not, it's not crazy visible for y'all, but I can feel it still. My refrigerator is so loud for no reason. But that's my story time on that. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want more if you want more story times, let me know. Comment down below. Comment the most tragic part of this story time that you heard, honestly, because my heart is hurting just thinking about it. So yeah, comment down below what you think, and if you've ever had an experience like this. Was it your stylist? Was it somebody else's stylist that they recommended for you and you don't know them like that? Just let me know, because just thinking about it is getting me riled up all over again. But I will see you guys next time in the next video. Join the royal family. Subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up, and let's just talk about it in the comments below, because honestly, yeah. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye.